Making these videos is always hard because I have to decide where they go. There's certain things that will obviously make things worse if ever released into the public. Not like it's gonna make, you know, politicians go crazy or anything. It's just the idea that it's gonna make life difficult for me and when I'm about to say us. And when I say us, I mean me and my brothers. And lately, and this is gonna sound crazy because I know there is a difference. I do. I'm aware that there is a difference. Um, but before it was always like subtle. It wasn't like oh that person is like one of my brothers or that person. Or the show is kind of something that we've been through, or oh yeah I can relate to that because something like that happened to us. Like the biggest example I had prior to this morning was Doctor Who. I'm not like Doctor Who obviously because that's egotistical, but the way that the Doctor is at any given moment. Not one particular doctor, but the fact that he's kind of crazy and out whacking, but he always happens to have things work out. That's like Michael, Mad we call him, and I was just like, oh, that's quirky and weird and strange, but that's not me, so I don't care. But watching, I saw a trailer for this new Netflix original called Bright, where Will Smith plays a cop who is part of a world where fantasy and reality are mixed, and he is responsible for something that's happening in that world. Not that he's always responsible, but he is responsible for that moment. And the crazy part is that was what I did in Haven. That was the direct response team. That was what me, Jackie, and Ty did. We were the first people called whenever something was out of control in that aspect. Either one of the like a fairy happened to have, I don't know, wandered into the wrong place, or an orc. The one time an orc ran through the city, and we had to take it down. Well, not take it down. We couldn't kill it because it had rights. We had to take it down before it did too much damage, and the damage combined was really big. We stopped it from doing anything major, but it's that kind of stuff that, and I should probably just use my real voice. I hate using the white voice, the toe voice. But in all honesty, it's weird. It's getting weirder to the more things that I'm aware of in this world, the more I have to question exactly how much of it. The parental units, I would always go, whenever they're arguing, whatever, I'd fall back to the idea this isn't real. I don't get mad about it because why? They're not really real to me. They're just things that I have to deal with right now. If that makes any sense, and almost doesn't, almost shouldn't. But that's kind of where my mindset kind of like lays itself. So the question really lies: when do I have to pick one. I have to pick a reality and stick with it. If it's not here, then it's in Haven. And if it's in Haven, I have to stay there. But I can't because I am the primary right now. All right, primary -5. And I don't mean like -5. Since I got voted out of the committee at us, it's just I'm responsible because this is my mess. I chose to live in this household because of the situation. I have a wife. I have a son. The legacy. These things I have to stay here for. So in a way, I almost can't even quit if I wanted to. And trust me, I tried whenever I was in CCJ. I tried to quit. I was like, I can't handle it. This is too much. I can't do this. And they were like, you can't. We're just not letting you. And can you imagine being at a workplace like, hey, I'm leaving? Like, no, you're not. You have to stay here. You're stuck. You can't go anywhere else. And it's kind of a good thing because he's still my son, and Jasmine is still my wife. And because of my wife, we created my son, the legacy. That's my that's my doing. I chose against their ruling to pick Jasmine, not to have a child, but to pick Jasmine to be with. And because of that choice, I am in where I am right now. I can't ask anybody else to take responsibility for my own actions. That's ridiculous. That's immature. That's stupid. So here I am, having to fight between two worlds. A world where at least I used to be part of a DRT team, Team 3, a direct response team for those who weren't really paying attention, where I am with LaFall. I mean, that's crazy in itself. And if they ever found that out, then in Haven, I am with her. Not married, of course, but like with her. We're, she moved in a while ago after the whole Moira thing. And trust me, that's a whole different scenario, but she's staying with me. At least in my apartment in Haven, in Union City, in my flat. I like my flat. It's almost like here, but here is smaller. And I don't have to worry about other people. Granted, now I kind of have to think about the fall, but it's alright. And see, and that's where it is. That's where the confusion is. That's where the things don't make sense. That's my life. And here, this is kind of like a job that I'm kind of stuck with. And the thing that sucks is that LaFall is their daughter. And she died like 4 to 5 years ago. Actually, in 13 days, it'll be like 5 years. The question is, would I have ever met LaFall if I never knew who they were? Or would I know who she was and then I met them? My life, Michael's life, the man who travels through time and space to do what he can to save the people that he watches over, everybody. Then we have Simon, the mad scientist, the angry, sexist man who does whatever he whatever he wants in the pursuit of science. Experiments of figuring things out. That sounds like a house. That sounds like a house. It sounds like a Sherlock Holmes. If it's a mystery, he wants to solve it. James, the paparazzi, queen or duke or whatever, like a Paris Hilton. Danny, the not the coach Carter, but like the community good guy, the guy that everybody goes to. Like, hey, not the drug induced guy, but a guy who's been in that and came out of it and can say, hey, you can survive this if you just don't do it, or this is how you don't do it. And then obviously there's Tobias, the innocent, the kid who doesn't have any kind of bad in him. Mischievous, maybe because he's a kid and he's curious, and that gets him into trouble. But he's not a bad entity. He's not a bad person. He's not a bad kid. Seth, the obvious terrorist, the mercenary, the gun for hire, who himself has his own story, from what I understand, a rumor base that he had a child, and he had to do something extreme to make sure that, I don't know why. I don't know anything. I don't even know what's real anymore. Heck, honestly, I didn't know what was real before. And honestly, I have to say that this world, the other world, is real only because I am physically here when people ask me. But if you ask me for my true opinion, my home is Haven. And this world is just a copy. A horrible, horrible copy. It's just weird, bright. Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Who, Supernatural. Even things like Once Upon a Time. Not obviously fairy tales and all that stuff, but the idea that these groups of people exist outside a world that they live in. I don't know, I just wanted to get that off my chest and know that it existed. During the trailer of Bright, there was this one song, Kira. Is the artist name, and she made a song called Dark Side. Look it up. It might, I don't know, give some insight or something. Or maybe not, I don't know. But it's going on 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to end it. I doubt anybody's going to see it, but if you do, congrats. You just kind of lost your mind a little bit more.